Good morning, YouTube. Sorry about that. I forgot to hit the go live button. Luckily, somebody on my signal service reminded me of that, and I just wasted a good 8-minute explanation of a strategy I was trying to show you guys here this morning. But that's okay. I'll find another opportunity here to let you guys know what it is that we're doing here. I feel like an idiot. Of course, my Signal members heard it now for about the third time, but that whole explanation that I gave kind of went for nothing here on YouTube. So I'll kind of give you guys a quick brief rundown of the strategy, and it's a pretty mechanical strategy. Not a lot of discretion involved in it, which is what I think will be very easy to follow here on YouTube. And it incorporates a lot of price action market theory built into the strategy, and it adds the element of volume, which is how I trade. So I think it'll be a very easy strategy for people to understand and to get pretty quickly. It's all based on the 120 range footprint, or the range chart, or the tick chart. You can use whatever you really want. But what you really can't use it on is the candlesticks right now, because if I copy this volume profile, this fixed volume profile here, and I copy it onto, if you can look at some of the values on here, if I paste this onto the candlesticks, none of your values are going to be the same, because the candlesticks are a time-based chart, okay? And the footprints are price-based charts, so that it has to move in a certain point or tick range to make a candlestick. So you have to know that difference, not to just copy these onto candlesticks because you like trading it from the candlesticks. You of course can put your values in, so I can put like a label here, a label here, a label here, and then it'll show up on your candlestick charts. Okay, so there's always that, but that's not something that if you just cut and paste it, you're going to find that it's not going to. Let me just kind of watch price action here, and I'll get back to this explanation here. Now, you know what? I can kind of watch it on my other range chart that I got right here. All right, so what's the strategy? The strategy is pretty simple. You're looking for an impulsive move on the 120 range of a minimum of 3 down candles. Preferably, you want to stay in that 3 to 5 down candles. 3 to 4 is actually preferred. So 3 to 4 down candles in a row. When you finally get your first green candle coming back up, you take your fixed volume profile tool. So I'll draw this again. Every platform is going to have this. So you just take it from your middle of your footprint to the middle of the first up candle. This is an example of going short. And you find where your point of control is, where value area high is at, and these become automatic kind of trading levels for you. So we obviously know, based on price action, that market likes to short when price gets high, likes to buy when price gets low. It's always attracted to areas like the point of control that had the biggest meat of price action. And so it's following a lot of the basic market theories and incorporating volume into it very, very simply. So in a scenario like this, you've got a level here at your value area high, which is at the 24,263.75, and you put yourself a limit order right at that level. You wait for price action to come back and tap you in, and then you already have a built-in TP. So it's not guessing on what your TPs are. There's no discretion where your TPs are at, and it's pretty simple. It's either going to be at your value area low, which would be right here, or the break of structure, which is going to be obviously at the bottom of your footprint candle right here. And your stop would obviously be the top, because we know that if this breaks here, yes, it could reject, and it can I'll go through an example of how the strategy loses. But you can obviously, this would be your stop loss here. You can, if the stop loss is a little bit too big, what I've incorporated too is 50% of this unbalanced volume area, which in my scenario, the unbalanced volume area is sitting right here in this, where you see this red, kind of this red shaded area. It's actually a little bit lower, but so you could be 50%. The safest place is at the 24,308. But if you want to be a little bit more conservative, you can just take 50% of your stop. You're always going to have a pretty decent risk to reward on most scenarios. If the risk to reward is crap, then in scenarios like that, you can kind of just skip the trade. So, and I'll be giving you guys some examples of it here as we kind of go along through price action. No, this is not the floating ATR. This is just a floating range one. I got it implemented already on my computer upstairs, and I really do like it. So it's going to be showing up here pretty damn soon. So we've got fair value right here at the 24,188. So what I'll do right here is I will put a limit order here to short, and my take profit's going to come right down to the value area low, and my stop right here could be actually right halfway through this unbalanced volume area, which is sitting right here currently. So about 50% of that marker right there. So it's a decent risk to reward. Again, the best would be somewhere up in this 24,234 area, which, you know what, why don't we do, just so I can explain the strategy in its entirety. Risk to reward is not the greatest here, but and again, if it takes out your TP, then this is invalidated at this point, and we move on to the next move. So targeting about 41 points. I am on a reduced position size here. So just note of that. The P&L is going to be a little bit different than my normal trades. And what I was explaining earlier, that when I wasn't live, I gave a pretty long explanation of this. There's, on this theory of the strategy, it's pretty simple. So this is your typical pattern in the market. So you've always got your areas here of breaking of structure. So in scenarios like this, you know, these become wins, these become wins, these become wins. Great. Everybody understands that. It's the entry that has always, you know, people can use fibs, people use a lot of different things. But if we're using volume and we're volume-based traders, it's always better to buy at the best price that you possibly can. So that is in this scenario, the value area high. We're selling from the highs. Again, so that gives you one piece of confluence in your favor. Two, we are looking to come back into an area that the market was favoring. Okay, so that's your point of control and your the meat and potatoes of the price action. And then where the strategy doesn't, where it's obviously gets kind of hurt, is in situations like this, which the market does a lot as well. And these are scenarios where, you know, you've got your fair value low down here, you take an entry to go long, but your stop sitting down here takes you out just to see the move. It happens. You then have a leg to the downside, you've got your fair value here, knocks you out just to see the move to the downside. It happens. So you're going to have losing days, losing trades on this strategy. But I always bet against the breakouts. You know, we obviously have always been taught that the breakout is, you know, 80% of them fail. So it's taking a lot of, you know, a lot of the best traits of a strategy and incorporating volume into it to make something that I think you guys will enjoy. And it's very easy to follow on YouTube, which is something that I think I've kind of been struggling with here. So this one looks like it's pretty nicely in profit here. So at this point, we can probably reduce at least halfway. All right, so nice little trade there. For 41 points. So for this morning, you know, and I was, to be honest with you, it's kind of dumb on my part because I was explaining the strategy to you guys on YouTube. My Signal members have been seeing this now, but I kind of missed this trade, which is really honestly a very nice setup. This was pretty much the 830 move to the downside, came right back in. Here's your fair value high. We tapped right into it. I mean, there's zero drawdown there. Zero drawdown there. And you're just targeting your fair value low. So the 24,201, that would have been even, I think, probably a much even nicer trade than the one we just took right there. That's 62 points. So, I mean, in 2 trades right there, we would have been with 100 points and been done for the day. And to be honest with you, P&L's at $3,000, which seems to me like kind of a lot. No, that's right. Thought maybe for some reason there was like a leader account or something like that attached to that P&L, but it's not. Those are just my funded, which is nice. Let me just make sure here. Placanto, group 2. Oh, we're on group 3 today. So I actually ended up taking that with full position size. That was stupid. That was actually really dumb. I mean, great for the trade, but why didn't it save that? I don't know. So we do got a signal coming up right here. Let's see if... Come on. Take the entry, buddy. Take the entry. Don't do that. Don't do that. Fuck me. All right, I'm invalidating the 24091. It's not going to have enough time to invalidate on the signal. So we just did get into that trade. Hopefully at least it takes out TP1 here, because I didn't have enough time to invalidate it on the signal service. Come on, take TP1 at least. Come on. Don't do that. Come on, take out TP1 at least. Let's go. Strong move right here. Did not. Didn't have a chance to invalidate that one on the group. But hopefully you can see what occurred there. Obviously, we came to entry. Came to entry right there, and we then took out TP1 and TP2. So that was the move right there that I was anticipating. It's just very frustrating. Very frustrating. At least those in my signal member group were able to get the invalidation quicker, but so I've got a text message service and an email service, but just it was not fast enough on that signal. So that's a bit unfortunate. So I can get rid of this guy. It's a fucking bummer, man. It's so easy to see the moves. It's just lately it's been a point, 2 points, a tick. Okay, so this is a bigger down move right here. Like I said, you know, you want to stick to like the 3 to 5 candle max to the downside. These will turn into bigger trades. I'll still map this out for you guys so you guys can take a look at it as well. Get rid of this. We don't need him. We don't need him. We do got another signal coming up at the 23,957. Oh, I'm so mad. All right, that one's set up. I'll be right back, guys. I'm gonna take a little breather. All right, guys. Sorry about that. Just kind of need to take a little bit of a breather there. Good morning, Paul. All right, let's see if they've left anything unbalanced on the way down. here. Nicely unbalanced here at the 24,060. Okay, so you've got obviously way more than the 3 to 5 candle, minimum 3, maximum 5 candles to the downside. So this is a much bigger swing to the downside. Okay, I personally will not be trading this one, but here you've got a unique situation because you got the point of control sitting at the 24,140. This is where the most volume obviously was conducted in this on this particular move to the downside. Now, here you do have a very nice risk to reward scenario because you could take a short at the 24,140. You could take a short at the 24,173, which is your fair value area high. But if your point of control is your first entry target, this is a very good one to enter in from. And then again, you're just targeting back down to the fair value low area down here at the 24,023. So that's how this one would work out. This is a little bit bigger of a leg for me, so these are the ones that you kind of have to be super cautious with. But very nice risk to reward here as well. I mean, you're looking at about 67 points here of risk, and you're looking at about 120 points of TP. So risk to reward's really nice on this trade, on that setup. And for those of you that are in my volume masterclass, this strategy will be uploaded here as bonus content the next day or two. It explains it. It's got about a 45-minute explanation of the strategy, and it goes into depth with all of the different types of scenarios that you'll find in those. But again, it's the strategy I really like because it really incorporates all of the positive things, all the theories that we learn of market structure, but incorporates volume into it very nicely and very easily. So there's not much guesswork into it. And again, if you don't want to be a limit order entry, you could jump down again to the 30-60 range footprint chart, look for your flip, and then you could take your trades from there. So it's flexible. No flip there yet. A lot of selling pressure here. Let's see. See if we can get a flipperoonie here or not. Looks like we got one right here. And where's the flip? Was right here. All right, 6 points of risk here for 16-point target. Man, that came about a point away from TP there. Let's go. Nice trade. Closed out. Yes. Nice trade there. 16 points. Initial was about, I don't know, 17 points of risk. Reduced it right away down to about 6 points of risk on the flip. Really nice flip here. A lot of positive delta. Red footprint candle. Super easy to see. Again, here, the premise of the strategy is very simple. This was your leg to the downside. Now, this doesn't fit my rules exactly because this is a bigger leg, so it's going to have a bigger trade, but I do like the risk to reward here. So your first entry could be your point of control here for short at the 24,140. Second, even better entry would be your value area high, which is at the 24,173. Stop loss is set at the 24,207.75. So we're letting price action and volume dictate all of our entries and our stop losses and our take profits. And then your take profit would be at your value area low at the 24,023. Bigger target would be your break of structure at the bottom side. So that's what that trade there would look like. And again, for educational purposes, I'm going to take this trade on my express funded accounts on my Top Step. So I've got this laid out here. This will be purely mechanical at this point. So entry 1 is at the point of control, which is the one that I just showed you guys right here. It's your point of control at the 24,140. Second entry is going to be at the value area high. Again, great price here to buy in at 24,173. Let's see if we can get this a little bigger. Right there. Stop loss on both of these orders would be at the 24,207. That's the break of structure. That's the top of this move that we identified. And then your TP would be the value area high at the 24,023. So we'll see if we get into this entry here or not. And this will be purely mechanical at this point. See you tomorrow, Chump Sauce. Arshak, good morning. We also got 5 minutes for IB to be set, so we'll take note of that. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Let's go into here, NQ, jump down to the 1 minute. And then IB range indicator, let's make that visible, apply. Okay. All right, I'm gonna use the washroom. Hopefully we get into this trade here pretty quickly. Stick around. All right, I'm back. So we got IB low sitting at the 23,994. IB high at the 24,308. Kind of wasn't paying attention here. But this what right here, so you just keep mapping them out. This one's a tough one because we pretty much close at the fair value high area here. So again, this to me is very, very difficult trade. You know, you really don't have a clear entry here because you've got your point of control sitting at the 24,040, stop loss at the 24,034. So I mean, it's super tight here. So not the greatest setup right there. And it looks like we missed point of control here by a few points on this one. But you just keep mapping them out, and you'll see the ones that make perfect sense to you. They come very, very simple. All right, so we got filled there. So now what we're trying to do is just target right back down to this fair value low here at the 24,023 from that leg. Nice thing with this setup is if we were able to take TP here, then we have a nice possible setup on the IB low range down here. So that could be a good 2-for-1er. And again, where this strategy obviously, just make sure I got this. This one, yeah, that's right. Okay. So what I was trying to explain, let's put this on auto sync. Where this strategy obviously can lose is simply a move we're trying to short, right? So we might get the continuation to the upside, sweep this pivot here. Typically on these moves, your pivot will be the top of your footprint. It's not in this case, not in this scenario, but it'll make this move just to make the move to the downside. Okay, so that is the drawback here, but your probabilities are definitely in your favor. You know, you're going with the trend on all of your trades, even though it might not be the bigger time frame trend. It works well on range days. It works well on trending days because, you know, trending days, typically what you'll see is, I backtest these against almost all the scenarios. On these strong trending days, your pullback might be pretty small, but it really doesn't matter because your value is always going to be chasing up with it. Okay, point of control is always going to be chasing up with it. So, because that's where the bulk usually of the volume is going to be sitting at. On range days, they could start sitting in the middle, they could start sitting on the lower end, and it catches it nicely because then it's playing off of the range. Okay, so it works well in a lot of different market conditions. Man, I've been looking for my watch all morning. I was late to my pre-session stream with my members. I cannot find it anywhere. You know what? I usually take it off when I go to hit a golf shot. Let me just go see if it's there. Not there. Yeah. So I've traded with Top Step X for a very, very long time. It's kind of like an afterthought for me, which is why I rarely trade it. I do trade it sometimes on, well, not sometimes, but I trade it a lot with gold when gold is available to trade on it, because my gold setups, I can map them out so much like ahead of time. Like for instance, nobody mentioned anything about my candles being purple for down. A psychology trick that I learned in a book. So like a setup like this on gold, it's so easy for me to take, and I just set them up on Top Step X because I can't, you know, with Apex you can't trade it, and instead of like having different groups specifically that can trade gold, I usually use this platform to take all of my gold trades. And then for these setups here, these are pretty mechanical, so they're easier. I forget this even though a lot of times, because it's not on NinjaTrader, for me it's honestly an afterthought. So you know, when I don't want to say messing around, but like it's easy for me to set up 2 or 3 gold trades and have those kind of play out without me even looking at them. And again, the strategy also will help you remove yourself from a lot of this sideways action. So there's a lot of really good built-in aspects to it that I really like. And again, it incorporates volume really nicely into the strategy, which is something that I enjoy. But it gets you out of a lot of this sideways range action until you actually see a decent move. Now, the only drawdown to it is, you know, when I'm not actively looking at the trade, I will, you know, then I really don't have the chance to invalidate any trades like that. So those will take the loss, even though I've invalidated the signal based on what I see in price action with the previous sweep, like what we just had with that first signal that I invalidated prior to the entry, canceled that order, which obviously saved some capital there. So Iran cuts off direct diplomacy with US. Though talks with ceasefire mediators continue. Oh boy. The White House denies Washington's intention to use nuclear weapons in Iran. Extreme fear index is at extreme fear. Tiger, it's a big battle, man. I fight that battle every day, trust me. Yeah, the stream, Big pump there. That's a pretty nice candle there for shake out some people right there. Let's see if we can now take the target here. You know, I will say that the recent headlines do make a case for some professional news feeds, you know, like the Squawk service or something that's real time. Does, you know, obviously the market's already factored in because you're already on a delay. And the market makers already have that information, so it's like, but it's still, it's times like these that those services kind of shine. But I just feel like they're so expensive. Which, I mean, I know it's a tool for business, but sorry, I was just talking to my Signal members here. Nordic, which leg are you having an issue with? This one? nice little move to the downside there. Let's see if we can maybe take some profit here. And once if we could take TP here, then we'll switch over to the Ninja Trader, and then we'll take a look for that IB trade. And the photo that you shared, let's see. I can tell you right now what your issue is, Nordic. So you're on the 120 range chart, and that's fine. It's perfectly fine. But put the start your fixed profile in the middle of that first red down bar, and you've got. It looks like you've got your bottom green bar okay. Looks like it's in the middle from what I can tell. No, it actually looks like it's sitting on the second green bar up. So you want to be in the middle of the first green bar up and the middle of the first red bar down. So again, in this strategy, all of this is just noise right now. None of this would be tradable because none of it fits really the 3 to 5 bar down. To me, it just feels like the market's just waiting for something here. We still got a ways to go. Yeah, I was. It's not a bad idea. You know, you could go to break even here. I just feel like the market's just waiting for some type of news, grab some liquidity. Even though now they've got some built-in liquidity sitting right up here. So again, stop. The reason why break even here is a little tricky. Takes me a while to figure out where the tools are at here. Is we've got. Let's see, this is so stupid. Style, extend right, left. You know, we've got some liquidity that's sitting right here for sure. So they could obviously retest here. They could retest value area high. So again, stop in my opinion here, if we were to move, would be somewhere in the middle point of this break of structure. I'm sorry, unbalanced volume, sitting right here. Another thing too, when we go back to the footprint chart, your typical 3 to 4 box moved down to the downside, you know, those trades end up, you know, resulting pretty quickly in, you know, in TP stop loss. This is obviously a huge leg, and it's a huge target. I mean, this is, I think, 123 points or something like that, or 117 points. And looks like we were about 7 points shy there. So it's probably 110 points in profit right there. Which is kind of crazy to think about, but... All right, so order filled. Let's cancel this one out. We didn't need that one. So that was a 123 point move right there. $217 on one micro. Times 3, because I have 3 funded accounts. So a leader plus 2. So nice trade. Let's break this down. Bring this guy back into my little spot here. All right, now we can, now we'll monitor the IB low. I don't have IB low set. Like an idiot. I don't want to miss it. There's our IB low. We do have a level sitting beneath us at the 23,983, so I'll take that into account as well. Okay, strong move there. Taking a look at the 60 range now. Okay, we did get a flip on the 60. If we get a little bit better price here. All right, I'm gonna take it right there. And our 60 gave us the flip where? Right here. So let's bring this stop to about 11 points. 12 points of risk here. Target's 20. See if we can get a quick push. If we can close this green, I'm going to go to break even. Come on, flip it. Let's go. Be strong, buddy. Be strong. You can do it. You can do it. Come on. It's a fight right here. I don't like fights. I don't like fights at the IB. I like to see quick resolutions. Come on, close it, buddy. Close it. They're fighting pretty strong here. All right, break even. Oh, how do you not take the TP? There you go. There you go. Nice 20-pointer right there off the IB. Like I mentioned, we had that trade. Told you we finalized that trade right there. We can have a nice little setup there on the IB. Closed out. 4,300 in profit. I'm done for the day, boys. That was a great day of trading. Really nice day of trading. If you guys saw what I did there, I was on the 30. Did not see the flip on the 30 right here. So as you guys could saw on the side screen, moved to my 60, and what did we get? Beautiful, beautiful flip right here. 165 green footprint candle. All signs to go long. Put my stop right to the bottom of this footprint candle, so I had about 11 points of risk and 20 points TP. Beautiful trade. Oh, we do have a signal coming up, so we'll see what occurs with the signal here. Take out my Uno card. Oh man. Guys, if you haven't liked the stream, I appreciate it. Right, go to entry. Fuck me, man. Just go to entry already. All right, so we took entry here. Let's go to TP. Let's go quick. Quick. Quickly. 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 I'm still facing the pressure here. Come on, man. Let's go. Ah. That was our opportunity right there. Stopped out. First loss of the day on the... Fuck. God, we got so freaking close again. And now you'll see right here. Let's take it out. We had the reaction right at the entry there too. And probably, I don't know, I gotta go on a lower time frame to see, but that was probably 2-3 points away from TP there. Unbelievable. Well, I like the $4,500 number a lot better, or whatever was that. 222. It's an interesting setup here in gold. Off of the 4640.6, targeting the 47.7, stop loss at the 46.35. That's a nice little setup right there in gold. We just needed that extra little, I don't know, what do we even need there? An extra 2.5 points. Never ever. Well, it took away my win streak for the day. Definitely see, I see these so freaking clear. It's just lately, I don't know. We're off by a point or two, always one way or the other. All right, I think I am done for the day. I'm going to take home these $3,800 in profit, which is a nice, really nice trading day. I think it was up 4,500 there before this signal trade. But real nice day of trading. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the strategy that that I showed you guys there, and you'll be seeing a lot more on the channel. It's very mechanical, very easy to follow. So I think this should limit a lot of the confusion maybe on the trading. All right, everybody, take care. If you haven't liked the stream, and if you're thinking about taking evaluations with Apex, 90% off, I think, for another day. That sale is going to be running. You can use code TraderRob. I appreciate it. See you guys tomorrow.